Yeah.
Um, okay, and where are you based?
We are based in the UK and also in India.
In India. Okay.
Yeah.
And who are your typical clients?
Our clients is the students, schools.
School boards
Yeah.
or just individual students?
Yeah, individual students as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what would you say is your biggest challenge?
Biggest challenge is for us to go in the schools and also just acquiring students overall. I think it's just become a challenge somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been in business?
We've been doing this for 2 years now.
2 years. Okay. So you started just when COVID is starting as well.
Yeah, just around that time. Yeah, that's when. And in fact, it's funny enough, before COVID, we decided to change the model of our business because we were doing with all remote work. And then we decided, all right, let's focus on our e-learning. And that was December. January come February, they said lockdowns and all of that, because of the COVID. Yeah, so it just married into the system.
Okay. So I'm confused. E-learning and remote, isn't that the same thing?
It's the same thing, but when I speak of remote, I'm speaking of other services like call center.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to do that. And then we just said, all right, let's leave it aside and then just concentrate on the schools.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you weren't making money on call centers?
No, we were not. We were not. But then when we started out in e-learning, that's when we saw that, okay, it is making sense because we started acquiring clients, like instantly. It just clicked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that because there was a hole in the market or there was a sector that other companies were not filling? Why do you think you got instant clients?
I think maybe we decided to start like outsourcing tutors to other tuition platforms, because what I came to realize is that sometimes they get a lot of work and they don't have good enough teachers. So that's the hole that we found that we could be able to fill at that time. And we started doing that and it just worked instantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand your service. Are you connecting teachers with students, or are you creating the programs as well, or what is it you do exactly?
All right, TVM e-learning, one of our, I could say our, like our core thing that we are known for is texting when teaching, chat-based system of teaching.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so what happens is, instead of the teacher being vocal online, they just use the keyboard.
Okay.
And the student uses that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so with TVM, what we do is we train the teachers. We spend quite a lot of time. They do a lot of training, just texting, chat-based way of teaching. And they've mastered that very well because, like a student would come in with a complex question, but they're able to answer it within 5 minutes. They could text with a student, yeah. And then we've tried it.
I'm having a hard time with that because that would not work for me. I'm a visual learner.
Yeah.
And aren't 80% of the population on the planet visual learners? Or am I wrong with my stats?
They are, but then you must understand that our this generation, the younger generation, they are very much on the keyboard all the time. They are texting, and it's like for them to pull away from that, it becomes a bit of a hard thing. So if you want them to learn, this is what we started saying to ourselves, like,
Okay.
okay, if we want these kids to engage in a way that we want them to learn, let's not take them away from what they're enjoying, but let's
Okay.
bring the learning to them. And then there's one girl that we were trying to work with. Like, we're teaching her for a bit. She even told us that she wasn't on the train and she was learning. She was connected with our tutor and she was on the train learning. She said she finds it really exciting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, do I feel old now.
I am. It's the same.
Okay. So your students are real students, like young people,
Yeah, real
not
student,
adult students.
not adult, no. But although we do engage as well with adult students, because we do video teaching as well, then the normal teaching, we do that as well, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have video courses as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And what are the subjects that you teach?
It's all subjects.
All subjects: geography, history, English,
Yeah,
usual
maths. Yeah.
maths. Okay. Okay. And these are the video courses are pre-recorded video courses plus the
No,
tutoring. No,
no, it's
they're live,
tutoring. They are live tutoring.
live tutoring. Okay.
Yeah.
So is this when someone's having difficulty with specific subject and they get additional tutoring to get them catch up or advanced or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, it's something like that. When someone is having difficulties and they want us to step in and, give them
Got
extra
it.
help. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And how do your clients find you, or where do your clients find you?
We advertise ourselves on social media, and then we use mostly word of mouth as well. Just when speaking to people, we tell them about our services.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So do you have a formal marketing budget?
Not necessarily. We haven't got.
Okay. How much have you
Yeah.
spent in the last 12 months on marketing?
On marketing.
Mm-hmm.
If I tell you that it's below £500, and the reason why, it's the way we said to ourselves was, we need to start this business and grow it organically. So it seemed in the beginning it was quite hard. It seemed like impossible. And then we saw, of course, it worked. But then we said, all right, if we have to carry it forward, which means at least we have to somehow, do a bit of, invest a bit, and see how things pan out from there. That's when we started, like just printing out, leaflets and, just doing the marketing on social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're still at the beginning stages then.
Yeah, it's very much at the beginning.
How many employees or how many tutors?
In total, we've got about 70 tutors.
70?
Yeah, 70, because we have one active client in the United States that takes on quite a lot of our work. And also here in the UK, last term, we got involved in teaching, assisting in the schools online. Yeah, so we had to bring in so many tutors.
I see.
Yeah.
Any trouble finding tutors?
Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, but that one is not really, because I know where to look if I'm looking for tutors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your biggest challenge is finding the students, finding
it's
more
the
clients.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So one of the questions I would have for you is, do you see yourselves as an e-learning company, or are you a business that happens to have a product that's e-learning?
We see ourselves as an e-learning company because we see ourselves as helping a student in improving in their studies. Yeah, we want to get ourselves involved in the student's journey. So we see ourselves as a e-learning company.
Right. Do you understand the difference or the distinction between the two questions?
Maybe I haven't understood. Please, if you can.
Okay, because if you
Yeah.
see yourself as a business first,
Yeah.
then you're more likely to use all the tools that a business needs.
Oh, yeah. I
If
get
you
you.
see yourself as an e-learning business, then you're going to focus on the product,
Yeah.
right? And the
Yeah.
product is important, but the product only represents 10% of the overall business blueprint. So
Yeah.
we don't focus on the product. You are the product experts. We don't focus on the product aside from, efficiency studies and other things on the product. We
Yeah.
focus on the other 90% of business. And maybe this is why you're having a hard time finding, you call them students, I call them profitable clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So, and even though it may sound like semantics, that distinction or the way you view the world is night and day in terms of a result.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get in too deep into this rabbit hole, what do you know about us?
I know that you work with different companies, helping them to bring, like to gain more revenue or gain clients. You assist in building the businesses, and it's different projects that you work with. Because I've seen there's construction as well that you deal with. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, for the past 40 years, we've been redesigning companies so they have a better chance to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you need to start using better business tools.
Okay.
And how does that look like? Well, it's like saying, well, Leo, how do I build the Empire State Building? You start with a design, then you start implementing the design, but it can take a while, obviously. But it takes
Yeah.
time to come up with a design. And this is why we focus so much on redesigning companies to make sure that they have access to the 33 tools so they have a better opportunity to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not an easy process. It's like, Leo, tell me everything you've learned in the past 40 years. All right. So it's not an easy question to answer.
Yeah.
So over the past 40 years, we've taken over 1,000 companies that were doing under $2 million in revenue. Today, they're doing 5, 10, 20 million, and 2 companies into 100 million in revenue. So
how do you help? How do you do it?
what's the starting point?
Yeah.
Well, the starting point is a conversation like this. It's understanding that there are better ways to do things.
Yeah.
Then we typically do, the next step tends to be a forensic analysis of the company
Okay.
to see what the company is doing well and what the company could be improved upon. All right.
Yeah.
Then we just start creating one program after another, after another, after another, until the company is where it should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how does that begin? How do we get into that journey, that system?
Okay. Well,
developed?
like I said, we offer at least 30 different programs. One of
Yeah.
the programs that we find we get the most results from, or the quickest and most efficient results, is what we call the interim CEO program, where we either hire or we bring on, or I come in as the interim CEO of your company. And we
Yeah.
start delegating, we start implementing. As we're designing the business blueprint, we're also installing and implementing some of the programs. Like
Yeah.
right now, you need an aggressive marketing system, it sounds like. So
Yeah.
at the same time we're designing the business blueprint, we're also designing the aggressive marketing system to make sure you have the clients and the tutors. Because a lot of times people say, well, Leo, I have no problems finding employees. But as soon as the company starts growing, all of a sudden the employees are not trained, not ready to handle the influx, then we start getting negative reviews and so on, right? So
Yeah.
you can't do one thing at a time. You kind of have to do all 33 things at the same time,
At the same time. Yeah.
right? Because it's like going out, if you've watched some of my videos, it's like going out to buy a truck one piece at a time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need it. You don't need the windshield of the truck. You need the whole truck.
The whole truck. Yeah.
Right. You don't need part of a business. You need the whole business,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when you launch the company, and we've worked on companies that do 100 million in the first 12 months. We're working on a company now that's going to be doing between 300 and 500 million in the first 12 months. So
Yeah.
again, when you launch the company and you get this influx of business, you got to have the infrastructure in place to handle it, because you cannot
Yeah.
afford a negative review, not even
Yeah.
one, right? So some companies want to grow smaller than others. So it really depends on how much horsepower is under your hood,
Mm-hmm.
right? And a lot of companies have a lot more horsepower under their hood than they realize.
Yeah. When you
How many
say
people?
horsepower, what do you mean? What do you mean when you're saying that?
Horsepower is underutilized assets within the company.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're focusing more on the product, I guarantee you have underutilized employees or systems or tools or whatever it is in the company that could be utilized.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people say, well, Leo, I don't have a marketing budget. I don't have money to pay you. I don't have. When they make statements like that, it's because they don't understand what they do have. And that's why the forensic analysis of the company is so important, so we can dig out and figure out what the assets the company has, either brain power or physical or whatever it is that could be used to a higher standard.
Yeah.
So how many people in the office?
Here in the UK, it's just myself. I had somebody that could be helping me with the sales, and I saw that the input is not so great, you know. So I could say it's just myself. And then in India, that's where we have a bigger team.
Okay.
Like, because that's where my business partner is. So him has got more people that are working on hiring, and also they do, you know, like they monitor the teachers when they're teaching. Yeah. And
the teachers are remote. Where are the majority of the teachers?
They're all remote at the moment. We've been trying to find a place that we can just bring them all together, but then we find that some teachers, they're in different regions as well anyway. So even if we have an office, it's just going to carry on like that.
All right. So are a lot of these teachers in India?
Yes, they are in India, and some of them are here in the UK.
In the UK, okay.
Yeah.
What about the Philippines?
We haven't got teachers there, no.
No, okay. I have 15 employees in the Philippines because the cost of living is a lot lower in the Philippines than it is even in India.
Yeah.
And we find that we get a lot of expertise, especially in the accounting, in English, in quite a few different virtual assistants.
Yeah.
In the Philippines. So one of the things that I'm recommend to you is you should have at least 3 virtual assistants working for you, directly for you, from the Philippines or from India. I mean, if you have better connections in India, but your return on investment would be greater in the Philippines than in India because of the cost of living.
Yeah. Yeah, I could look into that.
You need at least 3 to 15 people on social media.
Yeah.
Promoting your services, not selling your services.
But just promoting.
Well, we use what we call third-party recommendations, right? So as an example, let's say I'm an architect and I go on social media and I say, you know, my name is Leo, I'm the greatest architect in the world. People are going to say, who cares? Right? You're lying. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I had 10 custom home builders go on the internet saying, Leo has been one of our greatest asset. He's one of the best architects in the world. All of a sudden, that third-party recommendation now carries a lot of weight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So your virtual assistants are encouraging other people to say you are the best.
Yeah.
You cannot say your virtual assistants don't even talk about your product. Okay, you need to watch some of the videos that I have online so you understand the concept.
Okay.
And if you're wondering whether this works or not, 100% of my new clients come from LinkedIn. We have clients that do anywhere from $50,000 to $200 million each and every year from the connections we help them acquire on LinkedIn alone.
Wow.
Okay,
that's amazing.
So if you're wondering if these are powerful tools, they certainly are powerful tools when they're used properly. When they're used for selling, I'm going to repeat myself. When they're used for selling your services, that's the quickest way to push people away.
Yeah. Okay, I understand.
So that's where I would start for you, because it doesn't sound like you've got a lot of money in the bank account that I can use to market your services, correct?
I'm glad you've sensed that already. It's so embarrassing. Sometimes, you look at yourself and you say, oh my goodness, I have such a great title. And with this title, there's nothing.
Right.
At the moment, it's nothing really.
Well, that's what I would suggest. You have a conversation with your partners. I will send you this recording as well. I recorded it for that purpose.
Yeah.
And if you would like to get to the next step, then we should schedule another Zoom call with your partners, your advisors, and some of your key people, so we can talk about strategies. And I will help you for free to get you moving forward. And eventually, you can be a paying client.
Yeah.
But you need to start off. Your train needs to have some momentum.
Yeah.
All right. And the first thing I would do is, hire 3 assistants, virtual assistants, who are qualified to do social media, who preferably have an English degree or some type of English training, because the grammar in the Philippines and India is horrible.
Yeah.
So they need some type of English training, preferably an English degree. But virtual assistants, you can get, I don't know in pounds, but in US dollars, between $300 and $500 a month for 180 hours a month. So it's extremely reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that. Definitely. Then I have to hire some people to do that.
Yeah. We hire people all the time. We always have a waiting list of people that are looking for positions, so we can help you with that as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I would like for sure for us to move forward and have a meeting. It's just me and my business partner who is in India. So I don't know which day you could give us, for us to
just use the calendar link again and just find out when your partner is available. Use the calendar link and just book another call.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I'll share this video with you so you can share it with your partner. So when he comes on the call, he's up to date on what we discussed.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm really grateful, because, the first time I wanted to reach out to you, and I was scared because, I follow your posts and everything. You're very direct. And
yes, I get into trouble a lot.
So I said to myself, I don't want to, let me leave him alone. And, and then you came and I said, oh no, I think maybe it's meant to be that I should really reach out to you and ask for help.
Okay, I appreciate
thank you very much. Yeah.
Did you watch the video about how we force people to lie to us?
No, I haven't watched that one.
Okay, you need to watch that one.
Yeah.
It's quite controversial. People don't like listening to it, but it's something that we do that's I'm a huge fan of psychology, and I
Yeah,
find human beings are anything but logical.
yeah,
So, but we need to understand how we function so we can compensate for our shortcomings. We function
yeah,
with a 2,000-year-old brain. Okay, so if you look at my recent comments, and by the way, you need to start because you're going to be training your people, and that will help you train your virtual assistants as well.
okay,
But you need to set an example. You have to be an expert at social media
yeah,
tomorrow.
okay,
Okay,
tomorrow, yeah,
tomorrow. Okay, you have to be an expert at social media because you're going to lead by example.
yeah,
Right? So, and you need to have, how many followers do you have on LinkedIn?
1,300 something.
Yeah, you need to have at least 20,000, 30,000.
How do I grow that? Do I just keep following people?
No, well, see, that's the slowest way to do it because you can only follow, well, you can follow a lot of people, but following people doesn't really get you followers,
Yeah,
right? So you have to post interesting content, really interesting content that has nothing to do with the business that you're in.
okay,
Okay. So what you have to do is figure out who your clients are
yeah,
and what are they interested in.
okay,
Then post content that would interest them,
best on, okay,
right? And encourage them to engage. When they engage on your content, or when you engage on other people's content that's still of interest to your future potential clients,
yeah,
and you elevate the conversation, right? You have to elevate the conversation. You
yeah,
can't just say, oh, this is interesting. You can't just like posts. That's not good enough. You have to elevate the conversation.
yeah,
And that's not easy to do. But if you watch what I do and the comments and the questions that I ask, you'll understand, because I deal with a lot of controversial stuff, because I'm really concerned about it, our economy, our the way we're treating the planet. I'm concerned about
yeah,
COVID. I'm concerned about business. I'm concerned about a lot of things. So a lot of the
yeah,
things that I do is to try and help the planet, try and help, business people, but also educate and get connection so I can get more clients as well.
yeah,
So I shouldn't be so political, because every time that I post a political post, I lose a lot of followers. But
yeah,
the environment and COVID and all this stuff is, we're heading in the wrong direction. But I feel we also have to have a voice. I don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
yeah.
Right? And I'd rather lose followers than to be on the wrong side of history.
In fact, I don't think you're losing followers. The ones that you're losing, they're the ones that maybe they don't have much value in what you're saying. And on
Well,
the
no, I'm losing
contrary,
business owners. My clients are business
really,
owners. I'm losing business owners.
oh, that's,
Yeah, I'm losing business owners.
oh,
Yeah. And business owners are not all that active on LinkedIn,
yeah,
which is unfortunate.
yeah,
But
it's
we're
true.
we're kind of off topic. But I will help you find virtual assistants. I'll help you design the aggressive marketing system. We can figure out who your target demographic is. We can do all that, but we have
Yeah,
to start somewhere.
okay,
Okay.
all right then. No,
So
I understand.
talk to your partner today, and let's schedule a call for early next week.
Yeah, okay, all right then.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll talk again soon.
No, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate and enjoy
All right.
the rest of the evening as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.